r/AskReddit Subway employees of Reddit, what was the grossest sub you've had to make? So, I used to work at Subway last year, relatively new at the time. Guy comes in and orders 1 foot-long white sub. With ham, no cheese. Toasted extra, extra, extra. We had to stop because the guy's bread was becoming charcoal. Guy thought it was perfectly toasted. He then proceeds to tell me to add only mayonnaise and salt, but I had to add layers and layers of mayonnaise and salt. The sandwich looked disgusting. I'd understand what was going on through that man's head. I will always remember that they wanted cold seafood sensation with meatballs on top, not toasted, so everything just became kinda warm. That with lettuce, mayo and extra black olives. I hesitated when they asked for the meatballs on top of the crab, like WTF. Also had a dude get a triple cheese steak. So much greasy meat that the fresh bread was beginning to split from the weight. He paid for 2 sandwiches with 1 extra meat add-on. Way back when we used to make cheesy bread by pulling out the middle and melting the cheese in its place, we don't do that anymore, thank God. There was this person that wanted that. Then she asked for nothing else except oil. I mean, literally a shat ton of oil. There was a pool about 3 centimeters filling the excavation of bread. She gave a $10 tip, so that was kinda nice. But I'll never forget you, Oompa Loompa oily cheese bread lady. I don't work at Subway, but I do work at an OFFB-ran Subway on my school's campus. People come in there all the time with peculiar orders. The worst one has to be a meatball sub with shredded carrots. For one, the meatballs that we have are drenched in marinara, so when you put them on the sandwich the marinara soaks the bread and the paper we wrap it in and it gets everywhere. On top of that, the carrots we have are normally old, as no one ever gets carrots on anything. So yay. One guy came in and consistently ordered a rotisserie chicken and tuna sub foot-long on herb and cheese. He would then toast it, add mayo and pickles, and devour it in the corner of our store. Odd dude. Then you get the brothers who dare each other to get all the sauces on their sub, expecting us minimum wage employees not to do it. At my store, we always did that. They usually got less and less smug with each line of sauce. It was glorious. Certified sandwich artist here circa 2002, you have to take a written and in-person test. At my store, we had a mother and daughter regular customers who would order 2 foot-long cold-cut trios and then smile and just say get the bag, and the employees knew that meant to get the big bag of mayo out of the walk-in because they always wanted so much mayo that it emptied the mayo jar at the sandwich making station. And now I'm nauseous. There was this lady, who I called Crazy Mayo Lady, for obvious reasons. One of her favorite orders was on a 6-inch flat bread. Typically not a bad bread, until you want it with meatballs, then it is the most unforgiving bread they have. To make her sub, it was flat bread, mayo, meatballs, mayo, veggies, mayo. Cut the 6-inch into 3 rds without being messy, or she will have you remake it. At times even wrapping the 2-inch sub separate. I will also never understand tuna and egg subs. Worked at Subway for around 3 years. Worst I saw was someone who insisted we take the lid off the pepper shaker and scoop spoonfuls onto her sandwich. By the time she was satisfied, there were huge mounds of pepper all along her sandwich. She was apparently happy with it and came back a few more times. Pepper's pretty cheap, so our manager didn't mind. A bunch of our staff had to go in the back, though, to avoid sneezing. A guy came in with a Tupperware bowl of nat and asked us to put it on a chicken and bacon ranch melt. We're not allowed to do that, so we just made him the sandwich and he took it to his table. He came back a few minutes later and asked if we could heat his sandwich more. It was pretty clear that he'd added the nat himself and now wanted us to cook the damn stuff. He was polite, so my coworker obliged. Our place smelled like rotting rat anus for the rest of the day. I worked at Jersey Mike's, and we had a woman who would pay full price, $12 plus, for a sandwich with only mustard and turkey. We had a big dude who would order a double Italian, which is ham, prosciutto, cappuccino, pepperoni, and salami. Topped with, in his words, a shamu-sized splash of mayo, 2 handfuls of olives, and add bacon. He would order either 5 cookies, or 2 tasty cakes and eat a bite of cookie/cake for each bite of sandwich. I used to eat at a Subway about once a week for their meal deal. I worked at a pizza joint and you can only eat pizza 6 days a week. The guy ahead of me one day asked for a 12 white bread sandwich with extra mayo, oil, and salt. That was it. He got his order and ate the whole thing in 5 bites. Everyone in the restaurant who was in the know about his order watched him eat it with an attention level I've only seen at air shows, blockbuster movies, and horrific crashes. We once had an entire Slavic family, about 6 people total, each get a footlong with turkey, tuna, and teriyaki chicken. They wanted them all toasted and I've never smelled anything so foul. Then all they wanted on them was a shatload of mayo and sweet onion sauce. There was also a guy that used to come in pretty regularly at night and get one of the flatbread breakfast sandwiches with egg, and then meatballs, every veggie and every sauce. I had a customer that came in and asked for just the bread, no meats or cheeses, no veggies, and then mustard. Every time I put some on, they'd ask for more and more. One time, I jokingly asked if they wanted the whole bottle, and they said yes. After confirming, I opened the bottle and dumped the entire thing on the sandwich. They came back and got this sandwich probably once a week for the duration of my employment there. I never saw mustard the same way after this. I've been at Subway for 6 years and one Friday night this guy, who was obviously high AF, came in and insisted that I make him a sub on wheat bread with just pineapple, mayo, and barbecue sauce. I watched him wolf it down in front of me and then he goes, "Can I have a handful of onion to rinse my mouth?" I gave him his onion, then he was so happy, threw me a $5 note and said keep the change. The highlight of my Subway career. Not Subway, but my family-owned sandwich shop. I don't make the sandwiches but I ring them up and take phone orders. We're known for our extra long rolls, with a hole being 16 inches, and halves, of course, are 8. The one that still haunts me is liverwurst, a very tasty, if unappetizing cat food pate like sausage, and tuna on a large with extra onions and mayo, plus the standard assortment of veggies like lettuce and tomato. Dude that came after it was surprisingly normal looking. For the record, I worked at a Subway in a Six Flags park, which means prices were jacked up as frick. A dumbass came and asked for a 6-inch with every single meat we had. And every single sauce. It was the grossest shat I had ever seen. We had to basically squish the whole crap together to make it fit. It costed him $86 and we gave him a free drink to try to make it go through, and of course we made him pay for it first. He took it and ran off. We never got to witness the end of it. 1. I had a teenage boy order a footlong long with meat, cheese and veggies. I don't remember what it was, I think a sweet on chicken teriyaki. But at the end he added 4 chocolate chip cookies on it and wanted it doused with sweet onion. He said he was high, but damn, that's not a good enough reason. 2. An old lady would get a tuna salad but she wanted at least half a bottle of mayo on it. She would get this at least once a week for the 3 years I worked there. Former employee. The grossest I've ever made was a meatball sub with as much sauce as possible, with egg, sweet onion teriyaki and spinach wilted in the toaster, and they ordered broccoli cheddar soup on the side and dunked it for every bite. Second was a tuna flatbread with extra mayo, olives and pickles, and they bought apple slices to put in it to eat all at once. Pretty vanilla compared to the vile shat I see posted here already though XD. As a former Subway employee, I made the grossest sub by accident once. I read a Reddit post about underrated Subway combinations, so I tried one that called for steak and cheese but to put fresh chocolate chip cookies on it as well. Well, I thought the cookies went on it before toasting with the meat and cheese, and man, Did it taste really bad? I tried it again later on, putting the cookies on it after toasting the meat and cheese, and it turned out a lot better. Subway working for half a year, and my strange sandwich was from a regular middle-aged guy. He ordered pepperoni and American toasted, no veggies. Instead went with plenty of oregano and doused olive oil, to where I asked twice before he said to stop. It was seeping through the white paper and was honestly just weird. Kinda awkward ringing things up, but other than that, other people have weird quirks, such as asking for an insane amount of an item. Not in Subway but in Burger King, and I was the customer. I ordered 3 quadruple stackers, 4 or 5 bacon strips each, quadruple cheese and stacker sauce. Then I had this 12 patty, 12 cheese and 16 to 20 bacon strips, giant stacker with 3 buns on each side of it. First half took 10 minutes, downed it in 3 hours or so. Also, every burger came with French fries and 1 LT of soda, king-sized. Before the giant burger I ate all the French fries, so nothing distracted me from the main event. I had a regular customer when I worked at Subway who ordered a seafood and Philly cheesesteak double meat foot long, toasted. Toasted seafood salad is a heinous smell. He always came late in the evening and the smell would linger through my closing. Less disgusting, but also a lingering smell, was the double meat BLT that he wanted microwaved and scorched/burnt to kind of be one solid mass. Swore he loved burnt bacon. Also a late night customer, and the smell would last through my closing. Thanks for watching this auto-generated video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I upload videos like this one daily. I put a lot of time into developing this video generator, but if there have been errors, please tell me in the comments below. Also leave me a link to another thread you would like to see a video about. Have a great day, Alex.